Good morning.
Oh my goodness. What in the world? Okay, good morning. Way back here. Keep your distance.
All right. Well, we are heading out. We are going to, you don't have to vlog with me. I know you gotta go get breakfast, right? I love you.
Love you.
Sorry, kid's grumpy, ready for chow. We are finished with a wonderful Christmas break, and we are going to head home before we hit up New Year's. So this morning, I am going to go ahead and get this guy ready to go so we can hit the road smoothly this time, or more smoothly. God, it can't get too much worse. The big thing for today is this jack. So in our last video, you might have seen the jack got destroyed going down the side of a gas station hill here in Atlanta. But that's the old remnants of it. I threw this block under there just to kind of stabilize it, but that's not how these are supposed to look. So I'm going to get rid of the jack, pull these back up, and I'm going to go ahead and just pull that off the ground because I'm worried it's just not going to, frankly, it's not going to hold up or hit something else when we're dragging. Tommy. All right, there you have it. This is what happens when you run over your jack trying to drive through Atlanta. Ain't supposed to go like that. Well, shout out to Steadfast. This is an aftermarket plate, and it's made by Steadfast Stabilization Systems. We have them on our trailer. You can kind of see their arms right there. I'll try to focus a little bit. Yep, there you go. Aftermarket plate. This thing took basically the whole weight of the trailer and ended up bending this old guy in half. So kudos Steadfast. Excellent product. I'll be able to reuse all this aftermarket foot plate. But there it is. It's off. We're gonna get this thing thrown in the back. We'll pick one up at Camping World or RV store on the way home. All right, let's finish packing.
One way to learn a better or the best way of doing anything is to watch and analyze the skill of an expert.
So you're probably wondering why I haven't put the weight distribution bars back on right now, and this truck is sagging a ton. Mostly that's because we're in a tight driveway. We'll pull out here and I can wiggle a little easier, and then I can straighten up and put the bars on instead of having to listen to them creak and scream the whole way out. So once we get out of the driveway, I'll put them on.
Whoa, it's one of the kinds that's farther up.
It sure is. Let's go find Mama.
There she is.
Who?
Hey.
Hey, there she is.
Mom, can I show you something?
Yes,
One
let me
way
put
to
this up.
learn a better or the best way of doing anything.
Okay.
Watch and analyze the skill of an expert.
We have not made it very far.
I'm going to drive the car today.
We've not made it very far. We have been on the road for about 5 minutes. And all of a sudden
Did I leave a tape measure?
Okay, Alan's back.
All right, so did you tell them that I had a whole bunch of stuff in the cargo rack that was like, I hate to say it, but it's probably about 100, 200 pounds of stuff that was in there that after this Christmas trip, we reorganized, cleaned up, got rid of a whole bunch of stuff. And so we're going down the road and I got a very violent sway, and just in the rush of looking this morning and my weight distribution system, I didn't really take the time to look at it, but we just pulled off and I measured it. The back tire, this is very important for guys who pull trailers. Please don't underestimate the importance of having good weight distribution on your trailer. The back of our truck is now sitting almost 1.5 inches, 2 inches lower than the
It was
than the front of the truck. So we that right there screams bad weight distribution. Too much tongue weight, and it was going to give me a sway at highway speeds. So his living space, I mean, which is
laundry, washer and dryer, 2 IKEA bookshelves, a bunk bed, and then those shelves are filled at least half full with books.
Bunk bed, at least each shelf is full
Toy
of half of toy blocks. I'm really good at repeating.
Yeah, so it's a little heavy up there.
It is. So now that we probably moved about, I would say about 250 pounds off the tongue, and we put it into the over the center of the axle as far back as we could with the slides in.
But the good news is I just got a bunch more clothes, and they're going to go in the closet, which is basically as far back in the trailer as you can get. So I'm trying to contribute to this family.
Thanks, baby.
All right, here's hoping we don't videotape again, because that will mean that this was an uneventful trip. You're welcome. That's frustrating.
And we're recording again. So there's a lot of wind today. So I agree with Heather. I don't think it's more than what we've done, but something's off on the characteristics of the trailer and how it moves down the road. And I can't figure out what it is. The weight distribution looks fine. The hitch head looks fine. We try to lighten up the tongue, and that just, I don't think it made much of a difference. So now we're going to try to put more weight back on the tongue. We're just kind of figuring it out as we go down the road, basically 3 or 4 exits at a time.
Yep. This one be a great spot to stop, and we got to play and moved everything. Here's hoping the next one's just as accommodating.
Let's hope there's not a next one.
Let's hope there's not a next one. That's right.
All right, we're off. We'll let you know if we find a next one.
Hopefully we won't see you again.
And moved everything up here into the toy hauler section. Try to move some weight around. So we got boxes now laid out on the floor, generator, bicycle, some other stuff up here. And yes, I know the squat looks a little worse than normal, but that's because we're kind of facing up a hill. But I measured again, we're back down to 38. The handling still is going to be my one worry, is if I'm too light up on the front. So we're focused right now on here, but something's got to give, because this is going to be a long trip home at 30 miles an hour. All right, let's see if we can make it happen.
Okay. Just to recap, when we moved the books out of his room, it was still swaying, and there's contradicting information out there where it sways because you have too much tongue weight and it sways because you don't have enough.
I think it's a combination of things today. I think it's not so much the traffic or the trucks, it's the wind. Today our wind is
about anywhere from 19 to 22 miles per hour.
We loaded up the front. Much better feeling.
Holding my breath every time an 18-wheeler passes us.
And so I still have a little bit of a side to side just from the wind, but now it's snapping back into line. We're on 285 around Atlanta.
Woohoo.
If you know where that is, you're saying prayers for me right now.
That's right.
Let's just limp out of Atlanta and then figure out if we have it back to where it needs to be or not.
All right, we'll keep you guys posted. So we pulled up at the Camping World in Dothan at about 4 o'clock and moved all of the stuff that was in the back to the rear cargo area, and all the stuff that was in here back into B's room, and put it exactly where it belongs for when we have been traveling and when we do travel. Because up until today, we didn't have a problem. So we needed to put everything back where it goes, and that way if they need to reset the weight distribution hitch or figure out what the problem is, everything's where it belongs. So they looked at it for about almost 2 hours, and they obviously ran out of daylight, so we are camping here. They moved a trailer for us, and we are camping here until they open tomorrow at 8 a.m., in which case they are going to fix it tomorrow.
We have been driving problem-free with this distribution system, except for the noises, for the better half of 7 months now. 3 days ago, it started getting real squirrely on me, about the same time I got the flat tire. And we pulled off on the road, we checked a couple things, like Heather was saying. So the idea here at Camping World is they feel like the drop shank that comes off of the receiver hitch is not not big enough to allow the trailer to sit level. And with the combination of the wind from today, but it doesn't make any sense for the last 2 days before that, the wind has gotten up underneath the trailer, and it's basically making it like a sail because we have, let's say, an enclosed underbelly, which is flat. And so instead of there's just enough of the trailer sitting up like this that the wind's catching it, and it's really messing with it. So they want to put that's probably too much of a drastic angle. They want to put a drop hitch on it, level it out a little bit more, and then redo the distribution system and, do all your measures and markings and everything like that and see if that works. So I'm entertaining the idea. If it was $80 drop hitch, I would have done it. We'd be sitting here having a conversation about our way home. It's $187 for this drop hitch. $187. And it's got to be one of these with the multiple head spacings on it that line up with the Husky weight distribution hitch. I can't find one online for cheaper, and I can find some online for cheaper, but I can't find any that are nearby. I'm having a hard time understanding what to do. So I'm going to sleep on it tonight, figure out if I want to go home and just limp it the rest of the way home at, by the way, 55 miles per hour, because anything over 55 and you feel like you're on ice. Or if I want to pay the $200, have these guys fix it and level it for me again, and go from there.
The good thing, though, is that if it doesn't fix it, we have a Camping World by us who can...
They won't honor the work. So that's one of my big
hiccups. You have to come back here?
I said, guys, if this does not work, what do we do? Because your service technician says this is going to fix it. And then that's followed by your parts person saying it might fix it. And then that's followed by another guy saying, eh. So am I going to pay $200 for a part I don't need to get home just because Camping World might be taking advantage of it? Now don't feel bad for Camping World. I am taking full advantage of them right now. We're in their parking lot. They're giving us water and electricity and sewage. Thank you, and it's free. So that being the case, I'm trying to figure out if they're just trying to take advantage of the fact that they got somebody here who they need to sell something to, or if it's the right option or not. And that remains to be seen. So here's hoping. We'll sleep on it tonight, figure out what we're going to do, whether or not we're going to buy that drop shank, if I'm going to limp it home and then try to be a problem solve from there. But we have
a big trip coming up.
We have 2 big trips coming up.
Yeah, 2.
One for the RV Super Show, if anybody's coming to that one, and Tampa, and that's in about 2 weeks from now.
Yep.
Whenever the time this was recorded, about 2 weeks from now, and then we got another big Everglades trip and Key West trip. So altogether, probably have about another 1,500 miles of traveling coming up, and I don't want anything going wrong. So I really want to fix this problem. I want to fix it right, and I just don't want to throw money at it and parts at it. Thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button down below somewhere, and as always, feel free to comment, subscribe. I already said that, but do it again, and like. And we will see you guys on the road.
Watch and analyze the skill of an expert.